Hear the water, then hear the warning. A storm is gathering over the South China Sea, calm on the surface, pressure building below. In these waters, seconds decide power and control. Look closer. Warships shadow fishermen. Radar hunts in silence. Trade arteries pulse through narrow straits. Fragile, exposed. Borders blur. Tempers harden. Mistakes multiply. One spark, one collision, one misread signal could trigger a global crisis. This calm is an illusion. Crisis builds beneath the waves, and the world is watching, nervous, alert, because the stakes are global. This is a story about power, control, and the fragile nature of peace. It unfolds in real time. Warships maneuver, surveillance aircraft circle, and leaders posture. Every movement, every statement, every incident tightens the coil. Section 2. The global artery. Why does this specific body of water matter so much? The answer is simple: money survival. The South China Sea is one of the most vital shipping lanes on the planet, a global artery, a superhighway for maritime trade. Every year, more than $3 trillion worth of goods passes through these waters. Think about that number. It represents a significant portion of the world's economic activity. This is not a secondary route. It is the primary channel connecting manufacturing hubs in Asia with markets in Europe, markets in the Americas, and the rest of the world. This is not just abstract figures. It's the tangible goods that power our daily lives. Oil tankers that fuel industries and transport sail these routes. Container ships laden with electronics, smartphones, laptops, vessels carrying food, vessels carrying clothing, vessels carrying raw materials. That is the scale of what we are talking about with the South China Sea. Section 3. The overlapping claims. The root of the conflict is a simple, intractable problem. Everyone wants a piece of the same pie. Multiple countries lay claim to the islands, reefs, waters of the South China Sea. The claimants include China, Vietnam, the Philippines, Malaysia, Brunei, and Taiwan. Each party bases its claim on a different interpretation of history, geography, and international law. Their maps do not align. In fact, their claims often overlap in dramatic and confrontational ways. This is a region of blurred lines and contested borders, and where borders are unclear, conflict often follows. At the heart of the dispute is China's expansive claim, known as the Nine-Dash Line. This is a U-shaped demarcation that appears on Chinese maps and encompasses almost the entire South China Sea. Beijing asserts that it has historical rights to the area within this line, a claim that is not recognized by its neighbors or by international law. In 2016, an international tribunal at The Hague ruled against the legal basis of the Nine-Dash Line. For years, China has been doing something unprecedented in modern history. It has been building new land in the middle of the ocean. Using massive dredging ships, it has transformed submerged reefs, tiny atolls, into large, artificial islands. These are not resort destinations. They are highly fortified military outposts. China has constructed deep-water harbors capable of docking large warships. It has built long runways capable of accommodating fighter jets, capable of accommodating heavy bombers. It has installed advanced radar systems, missile shelters, military-grade communications equipment. These islands have fundamentally changed the strategic balance in the South China Sea. They act as stationary aircraft carriers, giving China a permanent military presence deep within the heart of this contested region. From these bases, China can project power hundreds of miles further than it could from its own coastline. Its air force can patrol the skies. Its navy can respond to incidents with greater speed and force. These outposts allow for persistent surveillance of all shipping and military activity in the area. They are a clear and powerful statement of China's intent to enforce its claims, regardless of international opposition. The construction of these islands has been met with alarm by other claimants and by the United States. They see these bases as a tool of intimidation and coercion. Small events can have big consequences. In a place as tense as the South China Sea, a minor incident can quickly spiral out of control. Imagine a Chinese Coast Guard vessel using a water cannon on a Philippine fishing boat, or a Vietnamese naval ship having a close encounter with a Chinese warship. These are not hypothetical scenarios. They have already happened. Each time, the world holds its breath. A collision at sea, an accidental discharge of a weapon, a pilot's miscalculation could be the spark that ignites a much larger fire. The margin for error is shrinking every day. The United States has a significant presence in the region as well. The U.S. Navy regularly conducts Freedom of Navigation Operations, or FONOPs. This involves sailing warships flying military aircraft through waters claimed by China through airspace claimed by China, but which the U.S. considers to be international. The stated goal is to challenge what Washington calls excessive maritime claims and ensure that the sea lanes remain open to all. China views these operations as a direct provocation and a challenge to its sovereignty. It often responds by dispatching its own ships and planes to shadow and confront the American forces. If this sea is closed, even for a few days, the global economy will feel an immediate and painful shock. The intricate web of global supply chains would begin to unravel. The flow of goods we depend on would slow to a trickle. Empty shelves would appear in stores. Prices would skyrocket for everyday items. Energy prices would surge. Oil tankers, liquefied natural gas tankers forced onto longer routes or stopped. Food security would be threatened. Subscribe to understand global conflicts before they explode.